You see a number on a screen. Green means you are richer, red means you are poorer, and you have no idea why. Your coworker bought some stock, made $50,000, quit his job. Now he posts motivational quotes from Bali. You bought the same stock, lost $3,000. Still at your desk. What is the difference? He got lucky. You did not. Welcome to the stock market, where millions of people bet their savings on things they do not understand. And somehow, the system keeps running. 20 minutes. The whole thing. Let's go. What a stock actually is. A stock is a piece of a company. If Apple has 1 billion shares and you own one share, you own 1/1000th of Apple. Every iPhone sold, every MacBook, every overpriced charging cable. You own a microscopic slice of that profit. That is it. That is a stock. Not complicated. So why do people treat it like gambling? Because they do not own the company. They own the price. And the price? That is just what someone else is willing to pay for your slice today. Yesterday, they would pay $150. Today, they will pay $145. Tomorrow, nobody knows. That is the stock market. A big room where people argue about what things are worth, and the argument never ends. So why do companies sell stock in the first place? Money. A company needs cash. Maybe they want to expand, build factories, hire people, develop new products. They have two options. Option 1, borrow money, take out loans, pay interest, owe someone forever. Option 2, sell pieces of the company, give up ownership, never pay it back. Most companies eventually choose option 2. That is called going public. They take their private company and sell shares to anyone who wants to buy. Investors give them cash. In return, they own a piece. This happens through an IPO, initial public offering. The company says, we are worth $10 billion. We are selling 20% of the company. Give us $2 billion and you can own shares. Investors buy in. Company gets cash. Shares start trading. Now anyone can buy or sell those shares. The company already got paid. They do not care if the stock goes up or down after that. They got their money up front. Everything after that, that is just people trading pieces of paper back and forth. And that is where it gets strange. Why stock prices make no sense. Stock prices are supposed to reflect the value of a company. If the company makes more profit, stock goes up. If the company loses money, stock goes down. That is the theory. Reality? Stock prices are based on feelings, fear, greed, hype, panic, rumors, tweets, memes. A CEO says something stupid on Twitter. Stock drops 10%. Company reports profit. Stock drops anyway because the profit was not high enough. Company reports a loss. Stock goes up because the loss was not as bad as expected. None of it makes sense until you realize one thing. Stock prices are not about today. They are about tomorrow. Investors do not care what a company is worth now. They care what it will be worth in 5 years. If everyone thinks Tesla will dominate the car industry, Tesla stock goes up today. Even if Tesla loses money today. If everyone thinks Blockbuster is finished, Blockbuster stock crashes today. Even if Blockbuster is still profitable today. The stock market is a voting machine. Everyone votes on the future, and the majority vote sets the price. And if you vote correctly, the returns are obscene. Nvidia, 2014, stock price, $4. I was not mainstream yet. Most people did not care about graphics chips, but some investors saw what was coming. They voted that AI would explode, that Nvidia chips would power it. They were right. 2024, Nvidia stock, $900. $10,000 invested in 2014, worth $2.2 million today. That is a 22,000% return. Not because Nvidia was the best company in 2014, because investors voted correctly on what it would become in 2024. The stock market rewards people who see the future. The problem is nobody can see the future reliably, which is why most people lose. How the market actually works. So where does all this voting happen? Stock exchanges. The New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, London Stock Exchange, Tokyo, Hong Kong. These are just marketplaces, like eBay, but for companies. Someone wants to sell Apple stock for $150. They list it. Someone wants to buy Apple stock for $150. They buy it. Transaction complete. Thousands of these happen every second. Buyers and sellers constantly matching. The last price someone paid becomes the current stock price. That is it. If nobody wants to buy, the price drops until someone does. If everyone wants to buy, the price rises until sellers appear. Supply and demand. Same as everything else. But here is what most people miss. Most people are not buying because they think the company is great. They are buying because they think the price will go up. And the price goes up when other people buy. So they are buying because they think other people will buy. What? And everyone is doing the same thing simultaneously. That is why markets are irrational. Nobody cares about the company, they care about the crowd. And when the crowd panics, things get ugly fast. Bull markets, bear markets, and crashes. Sometimes the market goes up. That is a bull market. Everyone is optimistic. Prices rising, people buying, economy looks strong. Stocks go up 10, 20, 50%. People feel wealthy, spend more, invest more. Prices go higher. This can last years. Then something breaks. Maybe interest rates go up. Maybe a pandemic hits. Maybe everyone realizes prices are too high. It does not matter what triggers it. What matters is the crowd reverses. Now everyone is selling. That is a bear market. Prices drop 20, 30, 50%. People panic. Sell more. Prices drop more. Panic intensifies. This is a crash, and crashes happen fast. Bull markets climb stairs. Bear markets jump out of windows. You can lose in a week what took 5 years to build. 2008, financial crisis. Market dropped 50%. Housing bubble collapsed. Banks failed. Millions lost their homes and savings. 2020, COVID crash. Market dropped 34% in 3 weeks, then bounced back in 6 months. The fastest crash and recovery ever recorded. Crashes are normal. They happen. The market has always recovered eventually, but people do not always recover because most people sell at the bottom, lock in their losses, never get back in. That is why most people lose money in stocks. Not because they bought the wrong stock, because they sold at the wrong time. Now let me show you 2 crashes that perfectly capture how insane this all is. The year 2000, the internet had just gone mainstream. Everyone realized the internet was going to be enormous. So investors started throwing money at anything with .com in the name. Pets.com, an online pet supply store. Their mascot, a sock puppet dog. Their business model, sell 50-pound bags of dog food online. Ship them to people's houses for less than it cost to ship. They were losing money on every single sale. Did not matter. Investors loved it. Pets.com raised $82 million, went public, spent $300 million on advertising. They bought a Super Bowl ad, $3 million, for a 30-second spot featuring a sock puppet. Stock went public at $11 per share. Everyone thought they were geniuses. 9 months later, the company shut down, burned through $300 million in 268 days. Stock went to zero. Investors lost everything. The sock puppet became more famous than the company. Pets.com was not alone. Webvan, online grocery delivery, raised $800 million. Bankrupt in 2 years. Cosmo.com delivered anything in under an hour. Free delivery, no minimum order. You could order a single pack of gum and they would bike it to you within 60 minutes for free. Shockingly, that was not profitable. Bankrupt in 3 years. By 2002, the dot-com bubble had popped. The stock market dropped 78% from its peak. $5 trillion vanished. People lost their savings, their retirements, their homes. The lesson? Do not invest in things you do not understand just because everyone else is doing it. But here's the thing about that lesson. Nobody actually learned it. Because what happened next was something completely different. The dot-com bubble was about naive optimism. What came next was deliberate, coordinated, and it broke Wall Street for exactly 1 month. GameStop. When Reddit broke Wall Street 2021. GameStop, a video game store in dying shopping malls. Business model, selling physical video games in an era of digital downloads. Stock price, $4 per share. Company losing money. Analysts saying it was heading for bankruptcy. Hedge funds noticed. Started shorting the stock. Shorting means betting a stock will go down. Here is how it works. You borrow shares from someone. Sell them immediately for $4 each. Wait for the stock to drop to $2. Buy them back cheaper. Return the shares to whoever you borrowed them from. You keep the difference. That is your profit. Hedge funds shorted GameStop heavily, betting it would go to zero. But a group on Reddit called Wall Street Bets noticed what was happening. They realized something. If they all bought GameStop stock at the same time, they could force the price up. And if the price went up, the hedge funds would be trapped because hedge funds had borrowed shares. They would eventually need to buy them back no matter what. If the price went up instead of down, they would have to buy at higher prices, locking in enormous losses. This is called a short squeeze. So Wall Street Bets coordinated. Hundreds of thousands of ordinary people bought GameStop stock simultaneously. Stock started climbing. $10, $20, $40. Hedge funds panicking, forced to buy shares to close their positions, which drove the price even higher. $80. $150, $300. Peak, $483 per share. From $4 to $483 in 3 weeks. People who had bought at $4 made 12,000% returns. Hedge funds lost billions. Melvin Capital, one of the biggest funds shorting GameStop, lost 53% of its entire value in 1 month. Needed a $3 billion emergency bailout. And the people on Reddit, they were not primarily trying to make money. They were trying to hurt Wall Street, diamond hands, eat the rich, hold the line. They held their shares even as the price crashed back down. Some made millions. Most lost money, but they made their point. And what was the point? The stock market is not rational. It is not about fundamentals or fair value. It is about the crowd. And when ordinary people coordinate, they can break the system, for a month at least. How to actually make money. So how do you make money in a system this chaotic? You do not try to beat it. You join it. Index funds. Instead of buying individual stocks and trying to pick winners, you buy the whole market. The S&P 500, an index of the 500 biggest companies in America. You buy one share of an S&P 500 index fund, you own a tiny piece of all 500 companies simultaneously. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, all of them. If the market goes up 10%, you make 10%. If the market goes down 10%, you lose 10%. You are not trying to be clever. You are betting on the entire system. And historically, the system works. The stock market has averaged roughly 10% return per year over the long term. Some years up 30%, some years down 20%. But the long-term average, 10%. That means your money doubles approximately every 7 years. $10,000 today. In 7 years, $20,000. In 14 years, $40,000. In 30 years, nearly $175,000. You did not pick a single stock. You did not time the market. You just stayed in. Some companies in that index also pay dividends. A share of the company's profit paid directly to you just for holding the stock. Extra money for doing nothing. Reinvest those dividends and the compounding accelerates even faster. But here's the catch that ruins it for most people. You have to stay in through the crash freeze. Most people buy when the market is high, sell when it crashes, lock in their losses, never get back in. That is why most people do not make 10% per year. They make 2% or they lose money because they panic. So how do you not panic? Dollar cost averaging. Instead of investing a lump sum and hoping for good timing, you invest a fixed amount every single month, regardless of what the market is doing. $500 a month. Every month. For 30 years. Whether the market is up or crashing. Some months you buy high, some months you buy low. It averages out over time. You are not trying to time the market. You are removing timing from the equation entirely. This works because markets go up over the long term, even though they are chaotic in the short term. Short term, chaos. Long term, up. If you can handle the short-term chaos, you win. Most people cannot handle it. They see red numbers, panic, sell, lock in losses, or they see green numbers, get greedy, invest more than they should, market crashes, lose everything. Emotions destroy investment returns more reliably than almost anything else. That is why the best investors are boring. They buy index funds, invest every month, ignore the noise, check their account once a year. No drama, no excitement, just mathematics doing its work quietly. But boring does not go viral, so nobody talks about it. Instead, what goes viral is Tesla going up 1,000%, Bitcoin hitting 60,000, GameStop squeezing to $483. This is called survivorship bias. You hear about the wins, you never hear about the losses. For every person who made $1 million on Tesla, thousands lost money on other stocks at the same time. For every Reddit trader who made money on GameStop, 10 lost their savings holding too long. The winners are loud, the losers go quiet. So it looks like everyone around you is winning, and you are the only one missing out. That is FOMO, fear of missing out. And FOMO is the most reliable way to lose money in the stock market. The only rules that matter. So here's what actually works. Simplified down to rules. Rule 1. Time in the market beats timing the market. You cannot predict crashes. You cannot predict rallies. Nobody can, not consistently. But if you stay invested long enough, the market goes up. Every crash in history eventually recovered. Every bear market ended. Every panic passed. The people who stayed in made money. The people who sold did not. Rule 2. Do not invest money you need in the next 5 years. Stock market short-term, roulette. Stock market long-term, reliable. If you need the money next year, it should not be in stocks. If you do not need it for 10 years, stocks are probably the right place for it. That is the difference between investing and gambling. Investing is long-term. Gambling is short-term. Most people gamble. Call it investing. Lose money. Blame the system. The system works if you use it correctly. Rule 3. The stock market rewards laziness and punishes effort. The people who trade constantly, chasing every opportunity, reacting to every headline, they lose to the person who invested in an index fund and ignored it for 20 years. The market takes money from the people doing everything, gives it to the people doing nothing, backwards, but consistently true. So if you want to make money in the stock market, here is what you do. Open an account, buy an S&P 500 index fund, set up a monthly investment. Do not look at it. Check back in 20 years. Boring? Yes. Will it make you rich? Probably not overnight. Will it make you meaningfully wealthier than you are today? Almost certainly yes, because the stock market is not about getting rich quickly. It is about getting rich slowly. Slowly is the only method that actually works. Everything else is just gambling with extra steps. And if you want to gamble, go to Vegas. At least there you get free drinks. That is the stock market, the whole system, in 20 minutes. Now you understand why your coworker is in Bali and you are still at your desk. He got lucky. You did not. But luck is not a strategy. Patience is. And patience beats luck every single time.